Life in 4th place. Lacey Taylor, Bevilacqua looking to defend his title down there in 7th. Brooks, Hendy, Furness, Coombs, Linden, Williams, Shannon Eckstein. He's only got one or two results for the summer so far. He'll be back in round 5 as well. Borg, Kinsella, Timperley and Toby Redler round out our top 20. That was the summer so far. Let's take a look at today's lineup and pursuit format. 20 of the best in the business, and they're all chasing one thing, a round 5 Nutri IronMan series victory there. You can see a couple of boys getting set. Bevilacqua swinging the arms on the edge there. Corey Taylor looking focused and ready to go. And the rest of the boys being very, very fired up for this pursuit format. Board, swim, ski is the order. 20 athletes are standard Ironman in race 1. We will then have 2-second increments from 1st to 20th. 40 seconds is the gap. Swim, ski, board. The first man across the line in race 2 will be the round winner. Catch me if you can. That is the name of the game. It's one of the most exciting formats in surf sports, and we're about to see it all go down at Surfers Paradise.
We've seen the women go head-to-head, Josh. Now it's time for the men. The big boys step up to play here at Surfers Paradise in one of the most exciting and anticipated races we have this summer.
It's prediction time. Jack Hansen, Ali Day, he leads the series. He won this format in round 2 and he's on his home beach at Surfers Paradise. He'll be hard to beat. Shannon Eckstein, we welcome him back. Matt Poole's looking to regain the overall series title. Kendrick Louis is determined not to let his opportunity go, sitting in 2nd place. And Ben Carberry is having the summer of his life. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Ben Carberry, Josh. He's been very, very good so far this summer. Hasn't taken a win in the Ironman race, but has won ski races, has won surf races, has been in the mix in board races, can do it all. Big, bustling, bad Ben Carberry is my pick for the day.
If it was board, swim, ski, wrestle, I guarantee he'd win. He's one of the strongest men in surf sports, but let's see if he goes. I like Shannon Eckstein. He's had a couple of races back. We saw him at a local carnival last week, beat Matt Poole and Matt Bevilacqua home, so he's got plenty of skill, but he's in last place. You can see him on the green and orange, and maybe that calf injury just hurting him ever so slightly. A lot more of the boys have gone down into that rip on the right-hand side that Lizzie Wellborn worked so well, and Tannen Linden's in the lead. Mitchell Allen, haven't seen him much this summer, and Matt Poole is shot to the front and sneaks through a little hole there with Ben Carberry alongside him and gone straight to the front of this one, while his roommate Matt Bevilacqua's into 3rd.
Well, the boys out very, very quick through the middle of the course, and I think that move from Shannon Eckstein was a move to try and get himself down into that run out that we saw Lizzie Wellborn use on the ski. Bevilacqua working out very, very quickly. So the leaders of the two groups, it's Poole from Kurrawa, Bevilacqua from Kurrawa. Now, these boys train on a very, very similar stretch of beach at Kurrawa, only a couple of Ks down the road, so they'll certainly be used to the conditions, and I think that was a major part in the win for Matty Dunn.
Yeah, great performance there. And Shannon Eckstein was in last place going into the water. He is now working his way through the field. He's almost up. Well, he's 6th at the moment, working his way through the 5th. And for everyone watching at home and all the kids watching at home, that's about, you don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the fastest if you're the smartest. He picked the right line. He's got great skills. He can't outrace these guys in flat water head to head, but he is smarter, he's more experienced, and he's far more skillful than the rest of the field. And that's why he is one of the greats of all time.
Well, he certainly knows in his own mind with a board start, he's probably not as quick as some of the youngsters coming through that fly right off the gun, Josh. The likes of Corey Fletcher, one of the quickest board starters and runners we've seen. He's in the mix here today, but have those guys got the ability and the skill to get to that can first? And that's what makes it very, very interesting.
That's right. Max Brooks, one of the big guns of Ironman racing now from the Newport Club, sneaks around on the inside. Tannen Linden behind him, James Lacey behind him, but as they turn, it's Bevilacqua in 1, Corey Taylor on the right, Matt Poole in the centre, Jay Finesse on the inside there in 2, 3 and 4. Then it looks like Mitch Coombs as they go around on the outside there. Shannon Eckstein, Ben Carberry just gets slightly caught on the cans. Inside him, Corey Fletcher goes around, and Ali Day's there as well with plenty of work to do. Then and these boys there. Kendrick Louis on the outside, James Lacey, Tannen Linden. Oh, and there's runners for our leaders. Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein side by side on the left. Jay Finesse there in the centre of the screen. And Matt Bevilacqua's pushed a wave. He's the current world board champion. But have a look at Mitch Coombs. He's gone straight down the centre, split the difference down on the leading wave. And Matt Poole will miss that one. So it's a race in 4. Shannon Eckstein will miss it as well. And we've got 3. So 5 went to 4, went to 3. It's Bevilacqua, Jay Finesse, and Mitch Coombs, who got the runner of his life to be leading this race.
Well, it was Coombs, Josh, who comes straight through the middle, worked very, very hard to get that initial run out of the swell that came through, and has now joined Finesse and Bevilacqua on the lead wave.
Have a look at the wave behind. There's 7 on that one. Poole, Shannon Eckstein there. They missed the lead wave. Corey Taylor's still on it. Ben Carberry rolled off his board on the outside. Looks like Tannen Linden's got down it as well. Corey Fletcher is in the mix. They're off and away. A couple of boys deciding to wade across, and Zach Morris is there as well. So the youngest man in the field, still only an under 17, but he's racing in open competition and he's done a great job. So it's Bevilacqua, Furness, Mitch Coombs, who's under 19 as well. The young guns are stepping up at Surfers Paradise. There's Zach Morris. He can swim. He can swim like a fish. Tannen Linden, Matt Poole, Corey Taylor, Corey Fletcher, Ben Carberry, and Shannon Eckstein. And these long transitions, they're going to hurt Shannon Eckstein. Let's see what he's got on his calf in his last year in the sport. Wouldn't a win be something special? Brooks goes around, Palmer goes around, Maynard goes around, and these boys are chasing very hard. There he is, our series leader, Ali Day's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get back into it, but it's just race 1. There's still race 2 to go, and the pursuit format, James Lacey, Kai Kinsella, Jackson Borg go up and around. Mitchell Allen grinds his way up and through. Cody Innes is next around, and the defending Australian Ironman champion and round 3 winner, Kendrick Louis, has a lot of work to do.
Well, a lot of work, Josh, but we spoke about it in the women's, and we'll talk about it again here now. You cannot win the round in race 1. You can limit the damage and give yourselves a big head start if you have a good one, but you also don't want to overdo it and work too hard. Save something in the tank for that second race is certainly one of the most important things you can do.
I think we've seen from all the races so far, the person who wins race 1 has never won race 2, but you can't win it from outside the top 10. So I think that might be the key. Get yourself inside the top 10, limit that damage to about 20 seconds, and make sure that you're close enough in the second race to our leaders. Jay Finesse in the centre, the light blue cap of the Manly Club, has gone to the lead. But just as I say that, Mitch Coombs, white cap maroon star of Northcliffe, goes straight past him as well, and Bevilacqua's into 3rd, and it looks like the rest of the field's swimming hard up onto those guys. So plenty of work to do for our leaders at the moment, and there's a pack of, well, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and well, will our round winner come from this? So he spoke about being inside the top 10, and Shannon Eckstein swimming his way through. He's gone from 10th to 9th to 8th at the moment. He's trying to go past Tannen Linden and trying to work up alongside Corey Taylor and Matt Poole at the moment. And a very strong start from Shannon Eckstein, one of the greats of all time.
Well, Josh, it is expected from Shannon Eckstein to work his way back up into this race. But how is the young gun Mitch Coombs out in front and showing a clean set of heels to these older, more experienced rivals?
Word around the beach is Mitch Coombs. He's modelled himself off Shannon Eckstein. He's trying for good skills. He's got good transitions. That's what Shannon was known for in his early days under the Surfers Paradise cap. He's got a very, very strong swim, and he's trying to become a well all-rounded Ironman, and he's putting on a show here today at just 18 years of age, and he's doing a great job. He's gone into the lead. Bevilacqua is into 2. Zach Morris up into 3rd place. Finesse is fading a little bit. So Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein, they're on the outside in 5 and 6. Corey Taylor on the inside, and Tannen Linden right there as well. Corey Fletcher hanging on, and Ben Carberry just on the back of the pack at the moment. And these boys have got some work to do, the 2 Currumbin lads, because at the moment Mitch Coombs is starting to stretch the pack out. But do you think Coombs is putting in a little bit too much in this opening race?
Well, he's laying it all on the line, Josh. He wants to go with a head start, and it's probably the best thing for Mitch Coombs. Again, needs to make sure he saves a little bit of something, particularly on his more experienced and rivaled competitors. But at this stage, it's all Mitch Coombs out in front, racing very, very smartly. We saw him work well with his skills, chasing runs on the way home on the board, and that is what's put him in this position, that lead position, and he's certainly continuing to go away with it in this one as Matt Bevilacqua jumps on the feet of Coombs. Zach Morris in the mix as well, trying to stay up very, very close. Another young gun and under 17 competitor who is certainly mixing it with the big guns.
So we've got an under 19 leading the defending series champion who's leading an under 17. The future is coming whether you like it or not. Corey Taylor has swum his way up into 4th place, so very, very strong from him. Shannon Exine alongside him. They've all gone past Jay Finesse, who looks like he's hurting ever so slightly. Ben Carberry and Matt Poole at the top of that next group there. Corey Fletcher trying to hang on, and Tanner Linden's had a strong swim as we start to enter the wave zone at the moment. And I just don't know if any of these waves are going to come. Oh, it's just as I said it, the commentator's curse. 2, 4, 6, 8 go down. It looks like maybe Corey Taylor's missed that one. So drama for Taylor. He'll go right out the back. Great surf skills at the bottom of the screen for Morris, but he'll go off the back there. He slaps the water. He's devastated with that one. And it's a ticket to ride for our leaders because they will go almost all the way to the beach. And guess who holds this one the longest? Guess which man has been in more races than most of these guys combined? It's Shannon Exine. Surfs it all the way to the beach. He will stand up in 2nd place, but it's skills like that that pay the bills.
Well, Shannon Exine got the longest ride. I actually was joined by Ben Carberry, so Carberry now goes into the lead, Josh. Unfortunate for Mitch Coombs. He did very, very well to put himself to the front of that race. He actually picked the wave up, broke and kept his head down, and unfortunately for him, just come off the back of that wave early and wasn't able to hold it through.
And things like that might leave Mitch Coombs a little bit disappointed should give him confidence. He was leading this race, and it wasn't his own fault. It was Mother Nature that cost him. So it is out in front. Carberry, Eckstein will go round in 2nd place there as well. The boys start to work their way down. Bevilacqua's in 3rd. Then there's a big group. It looks like the rest of the field starting to come around, and I can't see where the back markers are. Corey Taylor, he missed that wave. He fell off very, very early on after doing a good job, but the rest of the field pushing their way into the hole at the moment. It's Bevilacqua, Furness, Poole and Carberry chasing hard. Tannen Linden's there as well. Sorry, Poole and Corey Fletcher chasing hard, and Big Benny Carberry's out in front.
Well, I don't want to talk myself up too much, Josh, but Ben Carberry was my pick at the start, so how good am I going? And when you look at it with a ski leg to finish, you would assume that Ben Carberry, who is our current ski leader in the Ocean 6 series, he's the strongest ski paddler in the field, although he's going head-to-head with Shannon Eckstein, who you can never count out in any leg. I'm going to say that Ben Carberry doesn't lose this one from him.
Oh, and he, just as you say it, he gets smacked. Jack Hansen, the commentator's curse. Did you know that was coming or what? Because you got obliterated there. Shannon Eckstein manages it just a little bit better, and from 1st to 6th, Ben Carberry's out the back. He's going to get smacked again. So just like that, skill beats speed, experience, well, just beats brute force, that's for sure. And Ali Day looking to climb his way back into it at the moment, not having the day he wanted. Jackson Borg coming around, and Shannon Eckstein, methodical. That is the way I would have described his race so far. He hasn't been all that explosive. He hasn't been frantic, but he's just made good decisions. He's been methodical. He's picked the right line. He's been skillful, and he has been a class above so far without being at his best. And that's the scary thing for these guys coming into the back end of the season. He heads into the Aussie Championships. He's got more Aussie titles than anybody else, and when he's in this kind of form, he is an almost unbackable favourite.
Well, he certainly is, and he's smarter than absolutely anyone. A young bloke that grew up on this very beach, Josh. He knows it as well, if not better than anyone. And if you look at Shannon Eckstein, he is very, very relaxed, as are these boys in this lead pack in 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, working their way into the green water. They know they're going to be very, very close in terms of the time gap to our leader, who at this stage will be Shannon Eckstein if nothing changes.
Two men who've gone head-to-head for the last couple of summers in 1 and 2. Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole there in 2nd place. Bevilacqua, the defending series champion, in 3 as he turns that can. The gap at the moment isn't too much of a difference when it comes to the waves on the way home. And Corey Fletcher's had a great paddle, moved his way up into 4th place. So from one Currumbin guy to another, Corey Fletcher's moved his way up. Ben Carberry got smacked and gone back, and you can see Poole there just lets the pressure down, eases up, then takes it up again. And I think this is about, well, conserving energy and getting ready for race 2.
Well, Poole sucking in the big ones. He's just allowing himself to make sure he conserves as much energy as possible, putting himself as close to the front, giving himself every advantage in the time. And as Tannen Linden goes around the apex, Mitch Coombs and Zach Morris around as well. There's Ben Carberry, my pick. So hopefully that didn't take too much out of him for the second race, that he can still mix it up the front end.
Top 10 is the key. The top 10 is the key. No one has won coming outside of the top 10. So we wait and see. The boys start to lift for home, and that group's really spread out. This is Corey Taylor, a former New Zealand IronMan champion and one of the best in the business, working his way in. Then there's Jay Finesse. Corey Fletcher's there as well. Matt Bevilacqua, Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein. That's 7 through 1 as they work their way home. Race 1 of the pursuit format here, and Poole's just trying to paddle over the back of that wave. You can see him going left and right, and we pan across to our leader. Shannon Eckstein's got a wave. He has got the win in race 1, but he's only halfway there. He will lead off with a 2-second gap. Poole will go 2 seconds behind him, you'd expect, as they come in, and that rivalry will continue. Poole and Eckstein as he steps up, and well, one of the greatest of all time is back. There is no doubt about it at all. He'll cruise up and around and take the win in race 1 of the pursuit format.
Well, Josh, I will ask this.
Ask
Shannon
away.
Eckstein, the greatest Ironman of all time. What hope have you got when you're giving him a 2-second head start?
It's hard.
Or potentially a 40-second head start for our back markers?
40 seconds is way too much. You won't catch him, I guarantee that. 2 seconds, I don't know. With his calf injury, how it's feeling. He's done a couple of races, but he hasn't done races back to back to back in a very, very long time. So we will see Corey Taylor in 3. Corey Fletcher will come up in 4. Bevilacqua slipped from 3rd to 5th there. So that's 6 seconds that'll cost him. He might be kicking himself for that. That's a gap that'll make a big difference in the end. Jay Finesse was strong there. He'll go off 8 seconds. And then it is Tannen Linden there. Mitch Coombs, who led early. Zach Morris, the young gun. What a race from him. Jackson Maynard climbed his way up. Ali Day ground his way back. What a paddle from Kendrick Louis. He got himself from right at the back all the way up into the top 10 there. And it is a big mistake-ridden race there for Ben Carberry, but he's still close enough, if good enough. Palmer crosses the line there. Another one of the under-17. So there's 2 of them in the field, and he is mixing it with the big boys, that is for sure. Max Brooks crosses next from Newport. And these boys, they'll be counting the numbers, they'll be counting the time, and it wouldn't be a nice feeling looking down knowing you got 34 seconds, 36 seconds, 38 seconds to, well, a man who's won 9 series titles in Shannon Eckstein. That is really something else. And Cody Innes there from the Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park Club crosses the line. So does Kai Kinsella. Races out of Currumbin, but is from New South Wales there. Mitchell Allen up and around, and he will know he's got a long way back to the top. That is race 1 of the pursuit format. Jackson Borg crosses the line in the last place, and 40 seconds is the gap, and I don't know if he can catch Shannon Eckstein off 40 seconds, but I know 2nd, 3rd and 4th will have an opportunity to chase one of the great men when we come back for race number 2 in just a few moments' time. We'll take a look at the results of race 1. Eckstein, Poole, Taylor, Fletcher off 8 seconds, Bevilacqua 10, Furness, he'll go off 12, Morris will be 18 there, Maynard 20 seconds, Day 22, Innes, Kinsella, Allen and Borg will be back after the break. Well, it's certainly on here at Surfers Paradise, round 5 of the Nutri IronMan series, and the Ocean6 Summer Tour continues. Here we've had race 1 of the Ironman. It's now time for Catch Me If You Can. The boys will go in 2-second increments. Shannon Eckstein first, all the way down to Jackson Borg 38 seconds later, and this is how they will line up. This is the time they will go off. Eckstein, Poole, Taylor, Fletcher, Bevilacqua, Furness, Linden and Coombs. 14 seconds down. We've never had anyone outside the top 10 win a pursuit format. So Zach Morris, Jackson Maynard, and oh my God, Ali Day in 11th place. He will be off 20 seconds. Is it too much for the current series leader, or will he be able to get himself onto the podium and consolidate his overall series title? I think a win today, Jack Hansen, and correct me if I'm wrong, if he wins today, it is all over Red Rover, so plenty on the line. Shannon Eckstein coming back off a calf injury, off and away. 2 seconds later, his rival Matt Poole goes. Corey Taylor goes next. Corey Fletcher off at 6 seconds. Bevilacqua at 8. Furness at 10, Tannen Linden at 12, Mitch Coombs at 14, 16 seconds is Zach Morris, 18 seconds Maynard, 20 seconds is Day, 22 seconds the Australian champion Louis. There goes Ben Carberry at 24, Palmer at 26, Brooks at 28, Lacey at 30 seconds, Innes at 32, Kinsella at 34, off and away, Mitch Allen at 36 and Borg at 38. I think you got to jump there, Jackson Borg, but when you're in 20th place, you need all the help you can get. And have a look at him go. He's run straight past Allen. He's trying to catch Kinsella. Jackson Borg has gone to another level.
Well, Jackson Borg, like he's shot out of a gun, but he's got a lot of work to do from 38 seconds behind to catch Shannon Eckstein. And I spoke to you, Josh. I asked you the question about can anyone beat Shannon Eckstein when giving him a head start? The answer's no, mate. He's the greatest Ironman of all time. How can you, if they can't beat him off scratch, how do they beat him when he has a head start?
Well, I'd say that now, but let's see. Matt Poole's right on his tail, and well, there's a history of push and shove between those two. Let's see what happens here. And you've got your pick, Shannon Eckstein. I'm going to take the rest of the field because I don't know if he's in the form he needs to be here today to win, but he will go very, very close. That is for sure. So Eckstein still in 1, Poole in 2, and it looks like Corey Taylor has gone straight up into 3rd place. So very strong from Taylor. And then there's a gap back to the rest of the field. Corey Fletcher there trying to hang on, and I think Ali Day is pushing his way at the back of that pack as well, so watch for a charging Ali Day to go through the field on his home beach here. But it looks like our leaders of 1, 2 and 3 are out in the green water, and maybe Bevilacqua trying to hang on as well.
Well, Josh, I would say that lead of Shannon Eckstein's is still about the same time gap. Matt Poole is probably still 1 or 2 seconds behind Shannon Eckstein, although tucked in on his feet there, he is conserving energy, sitting on the wash, riding very smartly, although it looks as though Shannon Eckstein brings in that kick, may start to work away from Poole a little bit here. Poole still sitting right on his hip though, not letting him go, using that wash, using that drag, as we said, to conserve energy and save as much in the tank as he can for the next 2 legs.
It was possibly best case scenario for Poole and Corey Taylor, worst case scenario for Shannon Eckstein. Eckstein goes off with a 2-second lead. It's a long run, a long wade. Eckstein's had that calf injury, and Poole and Corey Taylor are 2 of the fastest men across the sand. So those 2 and 4 second gaps, Jay got closed up almost immediately as they charged across, and then they've just jumped on his tail and are willing to hang on. And Bevilacqua's into 4th place at the moment there. He's doing his best. It looks like maybe Jay Finesse has worked his way up into 5th at the moment. That light blue cap and Manly as they start to work their way along. Corey Taylor is there as well. He's in the green top there. The rest of the qualifiers there in the blue, and that field's starting to bank up, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 guys, and Ali Day looks like he's the last man on the back of that pack, so he's back into the race. And then there's a gap way further back to the rest of the field, and I reckon you can split the field in half at the moment. That top 13, their winner will come from those 13 men.
Well, Ali Day, he hasn't really moved up the field as of yet, so plenty of work to do still for Day. Currently sitting in 12th place. Ben Carberry tucked in on the feet. Former training partners out of Warilla Barrack Point down in New South Wales. So these boys trying to work their way back up into the mix, but it's still all Eckstein. Eckstein seems to have opened up maybe a body length extra gap in between himself and Pull at this stage, which may come in very, very handy into the wave zone.
Yeah, very handy, of course. And speaking of Warilla Barrack Point and training partners out of there, a big shout out to Max Beattie, who's undergoing surgery, one of the Nutri IronMan. He's got a bit of a leg problem at the moment. We wish him all the best in his recovery. Matt Pull doing backstroke. I don't know how good he is at backstroke. I think he should stick to the freestyle there as he looks for a wave, and the gap's just opened up ever so slightly. So Eckstein, look how good his stroke is. High elbows, good reach out there, great catch, and that is the almost perfect surf swimmer stroke from Eckstein as he looks to get a wave here. He tries to push down it at the moment. Oh, he gets a little run. Will he go down it? No, he won't. We almost lost him out of the shot there, and Pull's looking for waves. Eckstein's just swimming to the beach, and he is going to be rewarded here. He's going to pick this one up, and oh, that gap opens up. You called it, Jack. A 2-second head start is more than enough for Shannon Eckstein, and he will lead after the opening leg as Matt Pull's forced to stand up, and he's going to catch this little wave. Will anybody else get down it? 1 down it, 2 down it. Pull's not going to get down it. Yes, he will. He just works his way over the top. Corey Taylor's there as well, and I think Matt Bevilacqua have managed to get on it. Then there's 4, 5, 6 on the next wave as well. So Shannon Eckstein's in the lead. There's a wave with 3, and then a gap back to the rest of the field. Tannen Linden stands up there. So does Jackson Maynard, and Ali Day is there. What about that? Can Ali Day be the first man to win from outside the top 10? We'll start the clock now and have a look as Eckstein goes through in the lead, and he's managed to hold the lead in that transition. Taylor in 2, Bevilacqua in 3, and they are 8, 9, 10 seconds down. So he's opened the gap after that first swim leg. It hasn't closed. He's made a meal of it and absolutely smashed the opening swim leg.
Well, Ali Day is about 16 seconds down now on Shannon Eckstein, so probably the only bloke who has at least kept that gap to the same size. Shannon Eckstein gets on his ski. Interesting to note, Josh, now he's paddling to the north, but he didn't run that way, and we saw Shannon Eckstein make that choice in race 1, which worked for him to go up and past Ben Carberry. A few of the other boys we can see to the right-hand side of our smaller screen at the bottom, working out to the northern side. Matt Bevilacqua was one of those, so an interesting choice here from Shannon Eckstein. Will it pay off?
I will wait and see. Probably the biggest mover outside of Ali Day was Jackson Borg. He jumped 5 places in that opening swim. We're riding on with Ali Day, the top right-hand side, and you can see the urgency in his stroke. He's gone a long, long way down, and Eckstein's out, Corey Taylor's out, Bevilacqua's out, so it's Eckstein on the orange and green, Corey Taylor the red nose, Bevilacqua in the red ski there. Ben Carberry got smacked. He's at the back on the grey at the top. Then Ali Day in the centre and Matt Pull. So all the big guns, the defending series champion, the, well, greatest of all time, the man who's currently leading the series as well, and his biggest rival are right alongside each other heading out to sea at the moment. And this is going to be an absolute cracker of a race as it's turned into a race in 6.
Well, we've got 6, Tannen Linden just working up in 7, getting on the back of this lead pack. Ben Carberry learned his lesson from heading south in the first race. He made sure he was the furthest north and got himself through a whole lot cleaner. Matt Pull just tucked on the back of training partner and the landlord of Matt Bevilacqua, just making sure he uses a little bit of drag there, allows Matt Bevilacqua to do the work, and there is Ali Day back in the mix. He's put himself well back into this one, Josh.
They've gone straight into formation. You can see there Shannon Eckstein on the lead, Corey Taylor just sitting off his side wash, and these boats, they make a V-wash that comes off both sides, and you can ride it almost perfectly. The best way to do it is your nose has to be right up alongside the person in front of you, and you can see they've all fallen into that formation there. It's Shannon Eckstein, Corey Taylor, Matt Bevilacqua. Then it goes back to Ali Day, Matt Pull, Ben Carberry, Tannen Linden. So 3 from the Kurrawa Club inside the top 7, 2 from Northcliffe, Ali Day from Surfers Paradise, and then Ben Carberry from Currumbin. All these men on the Gold Coast at the moment, and they have done a great job to get out in the lead. Then there's a chase pack of another 6 or 7, and then the rest of the field's really strung out. Oh, Bevilacqua cops the can to the face. Day goes up inside Corey Taylor there, works his way through, and it is moving time for Ali Day. Shannon Eckstein gets a runner and goes away. Bevilacqua gets a runner and goes away. Ali Day gets a runner. Matt Poole cuts across at the moment, but it's 1 and 2. Shannon Eckstein, the man who's won the most series ever, and the current defending series champion, Matt Bevilacqua, trying to chase him, and Shannon Eckstein is putting on an absolute clinic of surf skills.
Well, no one runs the Ocean as well as Shannon Eckstein, and no one
waves
runs
on
the Gold Coast as well as Shannon Eckstein. But here comes a wave for our chasers. It looks as though Ali Day is working down at Corey Taylor. Is going to come up and join Shannon Eckstein as well. So 3 on the lead wave, Josh. Poole, Carberry and Bevilacqua half a wave behind, just tucking on that. We'll be hoping that their wave can join our leaders.
I don't know who's going to win this race, but I know Ali Day has made up the most time. He was almost 20 seconds down on our leaders going into this race, and he is in the lead at the moment, just chasing Corey Taylor, this top 6. So he's probably going to have the fastest second Ironman, but maybe that opening one has just let him down ever so slightly. So it is Shannon Eckstein at the bottom, Ali Day, Corey Taylor, Matt Bevilacqua on the red, Ben Carberry, and Matt Poole has gone a long, long way down the far side there. He's just fallen off the back and ended up in the hole. And what about that? Ali Day on his home beach. He's won this format before. He wants to win on his home stretch of sand, and he's in the lead with 1 leg to go.
Well, Ali Day goes to the front. He's closed the gap on Shannon Eckstein. Shannon Eckstein now gives Ali Day a 1 second head start going into this final board leg. But it was Matt Poole who made the biggest mistake there. Worked that run, headed too far left, and now about 10 to 12 seconds down on our leaders.
Kenrick Louis had a great paddle as well. He's worked his way into the top 8 and onto the back of this group. So he started 1 behind Ali Day, and he's done a great job as well. Maynard there, Coombs and Finesse. They're sitting in 9, 10, 11, 12 is James Lacey as he goes up and around. Then Zach Morris in 13, up and around. Corey Fletcher in 14. And, well, the race is on as we go back to the main action. Ali Day to the front, sits up, pops up and over. Shannon Eckstein kneels through, and we are 6 wide at the moment. And Matt Poole's the only one. Oh, they're going to get hit sideways here. Oh, they come together, and Corey Taylor's off. So a little sideways wash, and you can never really tell which way it's going to come at Surfers Paradise. It's all over the place. That hit Corey Taylor, which hit his teammate there from the Northcliffe Club, Shannon Eckstein, who's gone from first back into 6th place, and it is currently Ali Day, Matt Bevilacqua in 1 and 2, Ben Carberry in 3, Corey Taylor in 4, then Tannen Linden and Shannon Eckstein side by side, and Matt Poole in 7th place.
Well, Poole got hit very, very hard as well there, so it's Bevilacqua, his training partner, out in front. He's gone to the lead. Another training partner of the Kurrawa crew, Tannen Linden, in the mix in this one. Very, very quick up the beach is Tannen Linden, so look out if he's in a run in for this final. But Matt Bevilacqua leads ahead of Ali Day. Ben Carberry tucked in beside him, Josh. Corey Taylor and Shannon Eckstein still certainly in the mix. This one is going to stay very, very close.
Oh, very, very close. That is for sure. We've got a group of 6, then a gap back to Matt Poole in 7, then a gap back to Kenrick Louis there in 8th place. Maybe Jackson Maynard's worked his way up onto the tail there, or James Lacey, actually. He's done a great job to grind his way up onto 8th and be inside the top 10. But Bevilacqua, the current world board champion, the current defending series champion, leads the current Coolangatta Gold champion as they go around the turning cans, and it is a group of 6 at the moment. Eckstein just cuts into the inside, cuts Tannen Linden off, and he's looking very, very tired. We know he's quick up the beach. He got 2nd at the Australian Championships in a mass sprint a couple of years ago, but I don't know if he's got the energy left in the tank at the moment. Your pick, Ben Carberry's there in 3rd, and Bevilacqua and Ali Day side by side lead us as they turn for home. Corey Taylor, he's got plenty of work to do. He's been on the podium at the World Championship, so they're all very experienced Ironmen. They've all done it before on the best stage in the world, and here comes Ben Carberry. He gets a runner, goes straight past him. Bevilacqua's come off. He's gone from 1st back to 5th, and mistakes like that will not only cost you a win, they may cost you a series title. Poole got a runner up into this one as well, so just like that, the tables have turned. Day and Carberry, the 2 former Warilla Barrack Point competitors, have gone side by side. Poole's got two runners, just like Matty Dunn. Is he going to go down one? He is. He goes down another one. He's going to go down this one. Will this be race over? If Paul can get down it, I think that might be it. Paul gets a massive wave, and out of nowhere, Matt Paul has come to the fore, but it's going to fill up on him. I think it's going to fill up on him. He tries to cut back across, and just like that, Corey Taylor, Shannon Eckstein get waves down the back, and we are race on for a sprint up the beach. Two of the fastest men and one of the greats of all time. Can Shannon Eckstein pull something out of the fire here? He's got the best line. He's going to go over the top of this wave. They're all on the wave behind. Jack Hansen, I did not know it was going to come down to a race like that. I thought Paul had it won. Taylor's up first. Matt Paul's up second. Look at Corey Taylor go. A maiden victory for the Kiwi. The man from Northcliffe. He's never stood on the top step. Plenty of hard work's gone into this one. He's beaten him in a sprint. He loves it. He's our round 5 champion at Surfers Paradise. Corey Taylor crosses the line in first. Matt Paul did everything right to finish in second, as Shannon Eckstein rounds out the podium. Carberry will get there, keep his series hopes alive in 4. Bevilacqua 5. Mistakes cost him there. Tannen Linden in 6. Ali Day in 7. Led very late. Kendrick Louis worked his way up the field, and Jack Hansen, I've never seen a finish like that. The chops and changes, we had 6 different leaders between the last turning can and the finish line.
Well, it was like a 6-horse race, Josh, and I tell you what, the leg speed of Corey Taylor is like nothing I've ever seen before. But when you date Bree Masters, when Bree Masters is your missus, you've got to run fast to the dinner table if you're getting a feed. And there she is there, Corey
Bree
Taylor
you've called
and Bree Masters. What speed from Corey Taylor.
Unbelievable stuff. Great to see one of, well, the most liked guys on the beach get a win there in a sprint finish over Poole, Eckstein, Carberry, Bevilacqua, Linden, Day, Louis, Lacey, Morris, Maynard, Furness. Further down the page, Palmer, Allen, Innes and Borg.
What a race, what a performance. And we have the Kellogg's Nutrigrain round 5 winner, Corey Taylor. Mate, unstoppable performance.
Yeah, that still sounds a bit weird to me. I didn't think that would ever happen, but it was really tough out there. Surfers with the crowd is awesome, makes it a bit easier when you've got to do a transition that long, that there's people cheering for you the whole way along. So thanks for everyone that's here today. It does make a difference when we are doing a hard, grueling race like that.
It is a tough race. It's a pursuit. Obviously, race 1's about your position. Race 2 is about performance. And that last leg, mate, coming in, obviously going around the cans around 3rd and 4th. What was going through your mind, and in particular on that wave with the other 2 boys?
Yeah, well, before that wave, I was just hoping, the legs are a bit dead, not a sprint finish. And I just pushed down one and saw Paulie just fall off one, and he was going to be on it, and then Shannon as well. So I was like, oh no. Sort of just reset the mind and then got ready for a sprint finish.
Now you're the New Zealand, obviously champion, Ironman champion, but would this be the greatest moment in your Ironman career in the Kellogg's?
Yeah, I think it's still pretty surreal. I don't think it's sunk in yet, even though it's one round win, it still means a lot. So I think, yeah, it's right up there with what I've accomplished, definitely.
Mate, you put the hard work in, obviously there at BMD Northcliffe as well, but any shout-outs to those who helped you on your way over the years?
I've definitely been alongside Shannon. The GOAT is just nothing. It's money can't buy that sort of stuff. You're just there watching him, watching the mannerisms and trying to leech as much as you can off him. And I think he's definitely helped me grow as an athlete as well, yeah.
So watch the replay, because as you're running up, I could see Shannon in 3rd yelling out, go, on a smile on his face, mate. So it means a lot to him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's a huge club man, and at BMD Northcliffe, Maddie just won the girls as well. So obviously they must be doing something right under Floody, and then Kev under us dudes. It's an awesome atmosphere to be around, and I really enjoy it.
Well, he should enjoy it. He got the win, and now he's into 3rd place on the point score. Ali Day, not enough to wrap up the overall series title, but he's very close ahead of Poole. 24 points separates those two. Louis, Carberry, Bevilacqua. I don't think he can defend his title from here on out, but he'll be looking to finish on the podium. We go further down the page. Eckstein still in 14th place with just 3 results. Unbelievable. He's one of the greats of all time. We'll be back after the break. Plenty more action.